Zell Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. We have a new patch and we've got new tactics for it. The way that the meta has started to develop, at least at the higher end of the game that I've noticed recently, has been very much through balls, and some more through balls. Through balls seem pretty OP and crazy again on this game. Nothing in the patches has changed in terms of at least the patch notes saying that through balls have been made better. They just seem to be better. I think it was around patch 3 maybe, where after that patch they just seemed to change. The only thing that I can see in the patch notes or in any of the patches that maybe could have helped this is that there was a patch where it said something along the lines of the defenders won't reach out to block them as much, but they just seem more accurate and defenders lock on less and stuff anyway. So we've adjusted accordingly to this, and you'll see this in my tactic today. I'm still running 4-4-2. It'd be easier for me to just make loads of different tactic videos using different formations, but personally, I think the 4-4-2 is the best right now. And until I find a tactic or formation that differs or that I think is better or at least as good or rivals it, I'm going to keep doing 4-4-2. But as always, I'm not just going to put a tactics video out for the sake of it. This one actually does have quite a meaningful change to it, and I'll show some gameplay of it. And yeah, let's get into it. So I'm still running the two 4-4-2s, the 4-4-2 second with the CDMs. I'm gonna move Zidane out and try a bit more of a defensive minded CDM. Not because I don't think Zidane's great. I love having two really good ones, but I just want to try it out with a bit more of an anchor man and see how it works. So that'll be something I'm going to be experimenting with. For the more balanced, more negative one, I guess, I use the defensive mid ones because I just want them set a bit deeper to help protect my defense, help protect me against through balls. I've gone to 20 depth. I'm playing old gen, by the way. I think on new gen, even if you're on high depth, it still feels like you're playing low depth, to be honest. But for me, I'm going really low depth just to do what I can to help against the through balls. Even on low depth, your team still seems to push up. It just seems to help a little bit more and gets the CDMs just that little bit further back. The way depth works on this game, though, it tends to be the higher the depth, the higher they start to press. I just want my team to sit back a little bit more and offer me more protection. The through balls really are crazy right now. If you haven't been trying to go for the chip through balls when your player's just about making that running behind through balls, they're very hard to defend. I've been playing people who I know they're going to do them, and they just keep spamming them, and they eventually work. That's how strong they are, even when I'm marking them. I really don't like when it's like that, but yeah, I'm just telling you guys what works. But this is the formation I'm using to counter it. You could go for like, and I might test it like a 5-3-2, a 5 at the back. I do think that would be a pretty viable way to deal with through balls a bit more. Maybe that's something I'll experiment with and let you guys know what I think. But for now, we're playing, the not 3-5-2, we're playing the 4-4-2. The width I've lowered a bit. You still have to switch your fullbacks to cover through balls down the line sometimes. I don't think the width matters as much on this game, but the depth I've definitely lowered to help with that. Then we've got build up, play balanced. Balanced, I'm still thinking a general tactic. That's the best way to play. I've got quite low width. The fullbacks, the wingers already go out wide anyway. In the 4-4-2, you can see they're quite naturally wide. Players in box have got 6. Maybe I could lower that to work against the counter. That's something to experiment on. And then corners, free kicks. I don't think they make too big a difference either way. For the instructions, balanced, mixed attack, stay forward on the strikers. Come back on defense to help with the two banks of forward, the right mid and left mid. Getting behind, getting to the box. And then I've put Zidane, whichever's your more defensive minded midfield, I'd say, on stay back. I normally like to have balanced, but I just found when they're both on balance, they just get forward too much. I don't really believe too much in work rates on FIFA, but I need to try with a high defensive, not as attacking one, and see if it makes a difference. I might have been wrong on that one, we'll see. And then bounce on the more creative one going forward. Obviously, Zidane could do that fine, but Haaland's more of an attacking player. And then stay back on the whole defense. And then for the more attacking one, I've still got the depth relatively high. I've lowered it a little bit. It was 75 before. Press after possession, it's the normal 4-4-2 with centre mids. It's just effectively a more aggressive tactic because the depth and pressing's high. That's about it. And then yeah, I've still got to stay back on Zidane to try help with that. But he is a centre mid now. The centre mids and just higher press, higher depth. Not a lot to it, but it does feel quite different in game, especially in defend. When you're defending against your opposition. Let's get into game and show you some actual clips of this formation in action. And yeah, the 4-4-2, I still think right now is the most balanced formation I've used. Got lots of strengths, can press in it. It's pretty solid defensively against through balls. It's really good going forward. I'll show you that in game. But like I say, I might be experimenting with some different formations. I might try the 5-back to deal with through balls. I think that could be quite a viable option. It's just whether it's good enough going forward. Right now, the meta is starting to establish a bit more, I'd say, on FIFA 22. And I'm not liking the meta as much as I was liking. I was enjoying the game more basically before these through balls became a thing. But yeah, let's see if we can counter them. But yeah, this is my best option right now. Let's show you some clips. So I've taken some clips from my stream, some games I was playing. One of the things you'll find in the 4-4-2, and you'll see in the later clip, is the finesses open up quite well. Here I've counter-attacked. You can see my right mid's operating a bit more down there, which has pulled this man out a little bit. And then my left mid, for some reason, is tucked in. But the left mid, right mid do interchange quite a bit, which can be quite nice in the attack. But here, a good finesse opportunity is opened up. I don't green it. I reckon if I green that, it probably goes in. Here, the 4-4-2 is very, very good at pressing. This is the CDM version. I'm not in the press after possession loss, and I'm still able to get the ball back. There's not that many formations on this game, which I find are really good at pressing unless you have the tactic on. This one's still not amazing because pressing's just not that good until you turn the tactic on. But it's better than others because you have the left mid, right mid covering the wings and 2 strikes in the middle. You can see here, I go in there with Eusebio nicking. It's good defended by me. I can go from my centre mid to my left mid to the striker. You can do quick little passing. And there, here, this is beautiful here. I maybe could have through-balled that first time, but first time, anything's not that good. I know he's going to expect me to turn there or there. So look what I do. I do a little dummy. That is R1 or RB if you're on Xbox. This is a really, really good way of catching people out. I've never seen anyone do this against me and score in recent FIFAs. I can't remember that time. It's not often I'll do it. It has to be very situational based on when the pass looks on. But here, it looked a great opportunity. I do it, catches my opponent off, and gives me an easy goal. Tries to move the keeper. I just look for it. The 4-4-2 there, you can see I had 4 men in the box. My Haaland's got forward. My right mid stayed there, which is occupied. I think it's Ferland Mendy. 4-4-2 overloads your opponent with lots of options, and it is very good at catching people out like that. Got another clip here of the 4-4-2. See here, good movement from players. I probably should have gone here or turned there to try through ball there. I ended up forcing a finesse there. Did green it. It was a good opportunity if there weren't a man there, but pretty stupid of me considering the man was there and I had other options to play to. But here, you can see I've got Zidane to stay back, which does help a little bit. If he hadn't been there, I'd have been in a bit of trouble. One thing people don't do enough is go back to fullbacks or just to their defence and build up again. I'm not saying play like a rat and just time waste, but just building up from the back a bit can be nice. The left mid there offered some width, which meant that he had to mark 2 options, which gave me more space to go back to the middle. And now here, I've got some good options. At this point, it's a very nice pass to Haaland. Ginola's making the run. The 2 strikers often make runs in behind like this, even though they're not getting behind. And this is what I'm talking about with the left mid and right mid making the interchanging runs. Especially ones with better movement. They tend to just tuck inside and do this. Obviously, I get very lucky there with the Megs, but the point is about the movement and what the formation's done. It's a great run from this Corona. And by the way, this Corona is probably the best value elite player of the game. When I'm talking elite, I'm not saying like he's R9, but for 50k, 5-star, 5-star in his stats, he's pretty special. Here, I should have just shot there. Poor by me, good keeper movement. He gets unlucky, but at this point, obviously, I'm going to tap it in anyway. I do think I deserved a goal from the build-up. But yeah, you can see the build-up. The 2 centre mids, strikers getting involved, interchange from left mid, right mid. That's what I'm talking about in these type of tactics and formations videos. Good formations are ones that, 1, are going to be solid defensively, 2, help you keep the ball, and 3, have lots of good attacking patterns to break your opponent down. Should have scored it anyway, end up scoring a lovely jubbly. So here we've got Haaland spreading the ball beautifully to Ginola. And now Royce seemed to do this more than Corona. You probably noticed these clips that he just seems to change from left mid quite a bit, which is quite nice because look, the run he's made there, I maybe could have chipped it. I reckon if I chipped that, that's a really good opportunity. That would have been quite a cool one to try and go for, to be honest. But here, the finesse opens up. That must be like 30 yards. It's not the most obvious finesse to go for, but the 4-4-2 is very good for finesses. I wouldn't say it's as good as the 4-2-3-1 for them, because the 4-2-3-1 you have the Lam and Ram who can tuck inside a bit more, better than the left mid and right mid. But in the 4-4-2, the left mid, right mid, and two strikers are very good at opening up the finesse. And whilst the finesse is not something I would always go for, and it's not as dominant as it previously was at the start of the game, it's still a very viable option. I would say now it's more of a pay-to-win element, though. At the start of the game, you didn't really need the pay-to-win players to be able to do the finesses, but they definitely do help a lot more now. And then there, green that with Ginola. Watch this, by the way. Watch my camera. Whenever I go for a long shot, I always pull a face, and then I kind of throw myself backwards. Just watch. I don't know why I do it. See there? Put back in the comments if you just saw that. Look there. I always throw myself, just jump backwards. I think that was fair enough. Oh, look at that. I'm delighted at that one. But yeah, the 4-4-2 opens up these finesses. They're very hard to defend because you have so many runs to defend and players with good positions to hit them. It's just very nice for that. Boys, that is the tactic and formations video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it helps you deal with the through balls a bit more. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to experiment with the 5-back and see if I can make that work. If I do, make it work, then you'll see a tactics video. If I don't, you won't see one because I'm not going to post stuff on here that I do not think is helpful. I tried the 4-3-1-2 the other day and it just wasn't working for me, so I didn't post it. Other people might find success with it, but if I don't find it, I'm not going to post about it. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Keep it spicy and we'll see you in the next one.